breaking.
Oh my God, it's bright. Hey jerks. Wow. Okay. Hi. It's been a while. I haven't been doing too many videos because nothing's been breaking. That's a good thing. But today I am gonna do something. It would appear that when we were doing the suspension, I got a real good feel of the braking system in that car, and it's about trash. So I ordered some new rotors and pads, and we're gonna do the brakes on the Cumstain. Anyway, a couple of quick things. I wanted to let you know that a new Models and Movies is coming out in the next couple of days as soon as I get my ass together and finish that one. The model's really good on that one. She's super cute and funny and adorable and all that good stuff, so look for that. Also, the Good Egg Miata Instagram. I'm not posting as much as I should on that, but anyway. So, look at this, new shirt. Nice, all right. I got a couple of new shirts coming in, some Miata shirts. So, no merch yet. I am thinking about merch, but we'll see how that goes. And maybe it won't even be for sale. Maybe it'll just be for me and the crew. Neil's Mazda Speed is all put back together, and he's gonna probably be on the channel more. And let's see, Angel burned his bumper, melted his bumper somehow. I don't really know what was going on with that, but maybe he'll explain that later. Anyway, so let's get started on these brakes. Jack it up. Alright, car's all jacked up, so you don't dare take your impact wrench right here, and you can't get your daisy caps off because you suck at life. Pop that off. Pop this off. And then, like a NASCAR pit crew, that should totally work for NASCAR. I think I remember this being easy. It's this bolt right back here. In case you forgot, in case you haven't seen this 100 times. That bolt right there, and then once you take that out, this swings up and the whole thing comes off. So let me show you that super fast. So you got that. That's gonna sit right there on the lower control arm. These springs are kind of important. You don't want to really lose these springs because they're the things that keep the brake pad from always touching the rotor. So I'm going to hold on to these. My kit did not come with extra ones. These brake pads don't look horrible, but it's not about the brake pads, it's about the rotors. And if you're going to change the rotors, you might as well change the brake pads. As you can see here, this is not what a brake pad is supposed to look like. You're not supposed to have these deep ridges in there. And I'm going to show you the back of the rotor once I take it off. It is not pretty. Alright, so let me finish taking, I have to take off the brake pad bracket, and that is two, I think it's 12s back here. No, they're also 14s. This one and that one, you have to take those off to get this bracket thing off, and that's how you get your rotor to come off. Save this, you're going to use this later. Okay, and then this should just come right off. Well, it doesn't. There's a couple of ways you can take this off. The first way to do it is with a hammer. When I say hammer, I don't mean hammer, I mean mallet. You want to just pop that a couple times. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is find a bolt that's going to screw right into this. This is like a cracking bolt hole is what they call that. This is what I call it. And you're going to put a bolt in there and tighten it down, and that's going to go all the way through to the hub, the wheel hub, and eventually pop the rotor off of the wheel hub. Alright, so I think I have found the appropriate bolt. It's not going to go in there real far. But when you do put it in there all the way, you'll hear a crack, which is the whole point of the cracking bolt. Another crack. And hopefully this now is loose and it comes right off like that. Promised you I'd show you why this is the way this is, and it is because this is so bacony. I'm not so sure you can see what's going on there, but it almost looks like a phonograph. And there is a serious lip right here at the edge. So this rotor has really been worn down, and you want a smooth surface here. You don't want to see this bacony stuff. Holy shit, it's raining. I gotta put up my tops. God damn it. That was unpleasant. Okay, here's the new rotor. Just gonna stick it on. You'll notice it's smooth. Ta-da! Alright, I'm gonna put the bracket back on. Okay, so these shim things, I think the new brake pads came with them, but I'm just gonna leave them on there because if I don't need to change them out, there's no reason to. Haha, you can't see. Well, look, if you're expecting an actual step-by-step of how to do things in my videos, you may have come to the wrong place. You may want to reevaluate your life choices. So you pretty much know what you're doing by now. Because literally, this is what you're seeing. You're seeing me screw this bolt on like that. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is put the pads on. Alright, here are the pads. Evolution, Clean Ride, ceramic. These are the best that $100 can buy, pads and rotors. So if you think you need new brakes and you can't afford it, you're wrong. And this is the brake lube that I am supposed to put right on the brake pad surface. Actually, no. Everybody had a shit fit when I did that. And yes, I know I did it wrong. I know. Thank you everybody for saying that I did it wrong, and that I killed children and murdered nuns and punched puppies in the face. So thank you, but I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna do it right. We have to push the piston in. So I have my C-clamp. We have to push that piston back in because it won't fit with the new thicker pads. And I'm probably sure I got dirt right on my face. Yeah, good, okay. So I know there's easy ways and hard ways to do this. I tend to do it the hard way. Just because I'm like that. I believe this is easier to do with the cap off of your master cylinder, but it's not impossible to do it without. Doing that, as you can see, as I'm doing right here. Alright, so that's it. The piston is now pushed in all the way, and when I put the new pads on, it will fit. Alright, so I'm just going to put these back on. Yeah, right, I am. They go back on, I promise. There. So you just have to kind of wiggle them in. Okay, so that's basically done, and you gotta put the springs back in. Springs go, there are little holes here and there. And that's where those springs go. There's a hole here and a hole here. There. This goes back on the little boot, and then this goes over that. You just have to be careful that you don't rip that boot putting in your bolt. I guess it's kind of important. So don't be like me. Be smart. do the job correctly. 15 minutes. We have a replaced rotor. Now, obviously, this is floppy right now for two reasons. One is because the brake is wide open, so it's not holding it there. The other thing is the lug nuts actually hold the brake rotor onto the wheel hub. Let's do the back. All right, so here we are at the rear wheel. Rear is almost exactly the same as the front, with one slight difference, and I'm gonna show you or talk to you about what that difference is in a minute here. Oh, this one has the stupid cap on it. There's a stupid cap on Miata brakes there, and it looks like this. So if you have one of those, I honestly don't know why they're even on there anymore. So I'm just looking at this, and this spring clip was just floating around in there. That's no good. Anyway, so I'm taking this off. Again, it's kind of hard to get to because of that stupid parking brake. Still, let's pull. And see, look how weird that is. That is a weird looking bolt. And super rounded over because I'm an idiot. Oh, I have to undo the parking brake. Then you can do this. Otherwise, you'll never get it off. There we go. Off. Okay. Arizona iced tea and half and half lemonade. It's delicious. And there we go. Didn't need to use it that time. Alright, so this rotor doesn't look that bad, but again, it's rusted as fuck, and there's no reason why you shouldn't replace it. So let's now talk about what has to happen before we push this piston in. This bolt right here you have to remove, and behind it there is a hex key that you will actually run this piston back for. Oh no, my boot is broken. Alright, well, look, this is a problem. This boot is not supposed to be torn like that, so there may be a time coming up soon where I'll have to replace this entire rotor, this entire piston. What is this called? This is, yeah, it's a piston. It's a caliper. I had some trouble getting mine off. I would recommend shooting some penetrant spray on there, which I did, and then putting that back on your caliper assembly and using that as leverage to then get behind there and take it off. Now, even doing that, I couldn't do it, so I had to use my impact wrench. I don't necessarily recommend that anybody does that, but that's what I needed to do. Anyway, you'll take off this very small bolt right here, and don't lose it because you'll need it. And inside, hopefully you can see that, because I can't. It is a hex key in there, and the size of the hex key is this one, the one with the tape that I put on there to remind me that this is the size of the hex key I need. Anyway, we're gonna stick that in there, and you can just move the piston back. Oops. Okay, so I pulled the key right out. That's not good, but if it comes out, just put it back in. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to run it all the way up, because this is the parking brake or the handbrake adjustment screw. This actually did pull the piston all the way back, so that's what you got to do. You can't do it the other way with the let's call it C-clamp. Yeah. I'm going to leave the bolt off in the back because I am going to adjust my parking brake when I'm done with this. Something I forgot to do here was put the actual brake pads on. Okay, so here's a tip. screw at least one of your lug nuts back onto the here to keep your rotor from flopping around. So that'll be on nice and tight there. That way you don't have to fuck around with it. Yeah, I think at this point I'm going to recommend that nobody actually learns with me. Watch a different video if you want to learn something. Watch my videos if you want to watch me just completely screw up everything. I need to show you this because this is actually kind of important. Alright, see how these springs go in there. So they're in. Unfortunately, it really pushes everything apart. So I think by the time that I put the other spring in there, I'm going to have a very difficult time holding this all together to put the bracket back on. But I'm going to give it the college try. So here we go. No, yes, maybe, no. Ah. It would be nice to have 3 arms right now. Got that. And there we go. Okay, so it's on. Good luck when you're doing this. Brakes are back on. I am going to, ow, I messed up my finger. Okay, now we should adjust the emergency brake to be just before pressure, because my emergency brake was pretty weak before. So I'm going to back it off just a little bit, right there. All right, that's about as much as I can show you on how to adjust that. I basically just turned the bolt in there with the Allen wrench until I felt just the slight start of resistance here. I may need to go back in later and do some more adjusting, but we'll see. Who knows? It's all a mystery at this point, really. That's it. That's the front and the back brakes. Literally, that's it. If I were to do the other side and show you, that's boring, so I'm not going to.